Hello, hello, Ligas. How are you doing today? Alright, so today it's not gonna be a jungle game. It will be a support Poppy game. Now I've got some good amount of experience of Poppy in the jungle, so going Poppy elsewhere. And support is my second best role,
30 seconds until minions
depending on, like, let's say if I'm playing Morgana, my Morgana might be more experienced than a lot of my junglers' experience. But as you can see, we have a Shen jungle, very awesome. Late game, we're gonna be monsters. A Vayne, an Ezreal, and a Fiora. So the two tanks are me and Shen, and on the opposing team, though, they're lacking a little bit of tank defense. Now, as far as poke, they've got it. They've got sort of like an all-in. So, but their initiation is just kind of iffy. Right, just gonna take that. Had a little so yeah, with Poppy is when you get your shield, use that shield. Alright, so unfortunately our Vayne took a little too much damage there. Alright. Important to proc that buckler. Get some of that free damage. Wow, 2 flashes! Oh my goodness. This lane's gone crazy. Alright, so we're going to chug both pots. Oh, throw a ward out. But that ward will be picked up by Nami. Yeah. I know.
An enemy has been slain.
Now they have a ward right there, so I can't be as sneaky as I would like to be. I'm gonna wait for my shield to come back up before I do anything. And also we need to be aware of, like, you know, like, are they gonna gank us, or, you know, that kind of stuff. gonna head back. Get some wards.
A hero around here? Gotta see this.
And head on back into lane with my refillable potion back to full. And got some health and some stealth wards.
Sorry about this.
Oh, Ezreal. Strange.
An ally has been slain. I know you're out there.
Alright, place is nice and boarded up. Oh, look at Johnny Tryhard here. It was rough.
Just in case they come creeping.
I don't mind removing that.
Me? The hero? Nah, that's ridiculous.
Are we going after it or not? No? No? Yes? No? Alright. So that engage is sort of what they've been hoping for.
I'm in 100%.
Because that's,
That's everyone, right?
they have that capacity with that build.
And enemy
There we go. Nice. Oh, that's nice.
back to finding that.
Alright, and I got that awesome item. Be planning some wars in this area. first.
What do you mean my hammer's too big? All right, sneakies. I know you're out there. The hammer does most of the work. I just swing it.
Let's
Okay, I admit it. I'm lost.
There's a Shen ult coming out.
Yep.
See if we can
it's
get
even
some action
heavier
this
than it
way.
looks.
Oh, not today, Lucian.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Strange. I guess he's pretty upset.
Guess I'm going this way.
Alright. Poor Lucian, man. What was he to do? Actually, I don't know why he did that. Alright, so we're gonna be getting some Swifty boots. And let's see, what is next on our... Oh yes, Dead Man's. Of course. Oh, in the darkness has descended. And it's Fiora. Oh my goodness! Ouch. Alright, so there we go.
You like to fight? So does my hammer. Some things are too important to give up on.
Oh,
Your team has destroyed a turret.
there's a Nami. No, I don't think so.
An ally has been slain.
Ooh. But I think we'll be leaving. Ooh. Too easy.
If you're waiting for me to give up, you might be here a while.
Ooh, still got that darn thing up.
Who knew there was such
Alright, so I'm gonna go back. I should be. Oh, I still can't afford it.
I thought? 3
Try to get
pigtails.
some.
Really go
Almost.
for a nap.
Now I can get my item. Not very nice, these guys.
An enemy has been slain.
Back to finding that hero.
Right. Oh, that Ezreal's gonna play with him.
How Demacian of you.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
There we go.
Man, this is hard.
Oh. Alright. I think I've had my fill right here. Now we should definitely back out of that. Throw a few wards out. Hustle on out of there. Goodness, this game is out of control. Now let's get that dragon. Wow, man. What is that cat even thinking? What are all these guys thinking? They're so crazy. Okay, so I guess I'll get some let's see, since Cat does a lot of, you know, AoE stuff, let's get a
An enemy has been slain.
let's get a
One shield
Gaius.
for throwing and one for holding.
Alright. One shield for throwing. I like that. One shield for throwing, one shield for holding. Poppy laying down the smack with the hammer.
Unstoppable.
Alright, get out.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Goodness.
Dominating.
Not dented.
Still up there. Alright. Wow. Oh. Man, some games. Oh my goodness. Alright, so 2, 0, and 9 got me a A+. Fiora probably got a S or S+. But man, they should have. Wow. Wow. They ended the game way too early. All right, let's talk about itemization. So for Poppy, you can go if you can go this item. It'll give you that health, and it'll give you vision, and you can take the other one too if you think you can press. You have to realize that you can keep your ADC alive or something like that if you're gonna stick with your ADC, or somebody who's around you who's about to die, or they need just that extra bit of health to get into battle, or you can do this. So either way, there's lots of vision saves lives, or one thing saves lives. You can get a combination of things. You can get this separate. Here we go. You can get the separate sight stone, and then you can go like Nami. She went for her Frost Queen's Claim, and you go for sight stone. In my case, like I just went for Eye of the Equinox, and then one item that is really awesome on Poppy is Boost of Swiftness. Anything that gives her a movement speed buff that is greater than your opponent means you can move yourself to a position where you can hit him against the wall. And another item that does that great is Dead Man's Plate, because of the stacks of momentum you build. So those items I feel like are pretty solid beginning. And you've got health and armor and health right there. So that's what you want as Poppy. And I got in this situation a Gaius of the Legion for the Katarina. Her AoE is fairly damaging, and if I can reduce that, why not? The Vayne looks like she got not normal Vayne items. She was actually going for the critical hit Vayne, and considering their group, you can go Bilgewater Cutlass, and looks like Ezreal went down the AD route. So we're all AD. He went down the Miramana, and then you slow people down with Iceborne Gauntlet. It's a terribly annoying build because he just gets away and he gets away, and and his and he can get away then slow you, get away then slow you. That's kind of how that works. And with this group, Nocturne's the one with the gap closer, but the trouble is he's not a tank. He can kill one person, but if he jumps into a group of us, he's not making it out alive. So as far as initiation and tank wise, we win, and that I feel is the strongest factor to why they put themselves in such difficult circumstances, because who goes in? What's the question? Do I go in? Does Katarina go in? Well, Katarina can't go in, so I've got to go in. And since they don't have a solid tank to tank things up, I mean, now Darius he's their only solid tank. But as far as initiation, he doesn't have much of one. He can try to surprise you in a bush. That's his initiate. So let's see. Let's see. So yeah, so the critical, now she didn't necessarily need to go Blade of the Rune King, because most of their guys don't have high health and high health. Yeah, Blade of the Rune King goes against, or it does extra damage when you're dealing with high health champions, and most of them are not. So critical build is applying the more damage against the enemies, 4 out of 5 enemies that she will be fighting more so than Darius, and she'll still do a lot of damage to Darius. All right, so then, like I said, Ezreal has that freeze and run away. Like, the best thing is, like, you get people to ward for you, and when you're sieging a tower, you just poke people down, because Mystic Shot is such a long range. And with the proc off Sheen from your Iceborne Gauntlets, because Sheen builds in Iceborne Gauntlets and freezes, the damage from Miramana, devastating. You can only take so much poke before you start dying from Ezreal's Mystic Shot. The Fiora looks like she was MVP. She, like, how you handle a Fiora. It's like, you don't want to, if she's ahead, you don't want to, it's like a Riven. You don't want to try to fight her, so you try to move somewhere else. And then hopefully you ward, and by moving somewhere else, hopefully the other team will move somewhere else, and in the process of moving somewhere else, they might be caught out or something like that. That's sort of like one of the tactics that you can use. But just going all in against the Fiora and our team, you're at a disadvantage, and you got to find advantages in other facets. And in this elo, people are prone to just wandering off. Hey, there's nothing to do. Well, we're gonna get some farm, and then all you have to do is truck your guys up there, get a Nocturne ult, shoot some ghosts on them with Nami's Frost Queen, and do some stuff with Lucian, and then push other lanes or something like that. But Darius, he wasn't doing too good in top lane, and our bottom lane, I feel like we were doing good. Now the middle lane, let's see, she just looked like she was going even with Ezreal, but as Ezreal got to this point, this is sort of like, this is a pretty big power spike. And it's Caitlyn or Katarina might be in a desperation mode, because then once Ezreal gets to a point, he's going to start building tanky now and do lots of damage and have sustain with the Bilgewater Cutlass. Alright, so the Nocturne, he was going Devour, he was not sated yet, going for that Blade of the Rune King, and they really needed a tank on their team. And it would be a while before Nocturne became officially tanky, much later in the game. So how do you... And Nocturne is just... He's an attack heavy dude, so you can still go this build, but you can't, fly. You just have to really watch what you're doing. And farm as much as you can where you can. And in the beginning, maybe attempt to help your laners as much as you can. And I'm not sure if... I think, yeah, he came bottom, but he wasn't too successful with it. No, because he wasn't successful. But when we're working with champions that really feed off a certain build, and they can't have like a hybrid, or they're less prone to have a hybrid. Because like with Poppy, you can build warrior, you can build tank, depending on how you play. Or like with Vi, you can build her full damage, like an assassin, or you can do their tank. She's a little more flexible. Nocturne, you diminish sort of his attack speed buffs, but maybe Tank Nocturne works, and I'm out of my mind. All right, so Nami looks like she got Fervor for some reason. This is kind of a waste on her in terms of gold. She could have easily spent her items or spent her money on items that would be worth her time. This item is if you deal damage, you'll give some movement speed, but you're not going to auto attack with Nami. Not with our group. No. Nami's auto attacking us, we kill you. Okay, the Lucian. Oh, poor Lucian. He had a tough laning phase. He went for an Infinity Edge first. I see a lot of Lucians go for a that MP item. I can't remember its name. Essence Reaver. Yeah, they go for that Essence Reaver first, but it's not a total necessity. He could have felt like, I'm not going to build that yet. I'm going to go for the critical strike damage because I need to be able to do damage. And so yeah, I mean it's valid. I think his choice of going this because possibly he needed more damage and he can't. To have the Essence Reaver means you have a little more mana sustain with your abilities, and something to do with its critical. I forget the items ability. All right, and the Darius just kind of goes with the Black Cleaver, and then he builds tanky. And the matchup with Darius and Fiora, it can go one way or the other, and it's based on skill. One has to know sort of like what the other one's going to do. Fiora has lots of capabilities of avoiding Darius's attacks, and then once Fiora gets to us, she can heal just like Darius. And once Fiora gets to a certain point, and once Darius gets to a certain point, they both hit their sixes, then it's up to the skill level of the guys. I don't think there's too much advantage one way or the other, unless Fiora had offensive runes and she abused that fact or something like that, or she got early kills because Darius wasn't, again, the skill level. Alright, and then Katarina, it looks like she got some kills, so she could have been going pretty even until Ezreal started getting dangerous build, but still, Katarina can still do a lot of damage, but Ezreal has Ezreal has the range. So she would have to choose a time when Mystic Shot was down, and you sort of have to calculate how long Mystic Shot is and how long this, sort of large cooldown here with his Boots of Lucidity. You can see that he wants that cooldown to be as low as possible with Boots of Lucidity. And he's also got the Iceborne Gauntlets with his 20% cooldown reduction. So all that cooldown reduction, that is pretty scary. I mean, Mystic Shot all day. Alright, so with this, having 2 tanks on the team, and the rest of your guys AP or AD, is like, it's great to have an initiate, a good initiate. And that, with that said, Shen can dash forward and taunt someone. Now that's a decent initiate, not something like a Moo or something like that. And then for me, I knock someone in the wall, or I slow someone down or something like that. It's an initiate, but it's a little touchy, so I need that wall. But still, all right. All right, see you guys later. Do.